Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome, studio audience. Welcome, members of the jury. Welcome, Artie the podcast dog. Back to another rousing episode of What the Podcast. Coming to you live from the Albright Entertainment Studios. Recorded at a prior day.
In the early morning, really.
Yes. It is currently 9:04. And so
early,
if there's a certain, drag to any of our commentary, just know that that's because the coffee is just now starting to kick in.
So is the hunger.
Oh. Is this when you start feeling hungry in the morning?
It's normally 2 hours after I get up.
Oh, really? When you're like ready for breakfast?
Yeah, so when I wake up and you're like, can I make you breakfast? I'm like, I can't eat yet.
I've just been rocking with just like a good old cup of good old coffee lately.
Why does it smell like hamburgers? It smells
That's
like
Artie's farts.
grill.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
And I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John.
Two buddies taking on the world.
Yes, at 9 a.m.
Looking
on
pretty
a Thursday.
Looking pretty fresh in that Padres bucket.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm super stoked.
Nice little
about
win from the Padres last night.
Nice little win.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
Excellent. On the couch as always, Cara Tafolla, my wife.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for being here as always.
You're welcome.
She drove with me.
I drove
And also on the couch this week, we've got. She looks ready to give a TED Talk, a little TEDx, I think. Annie the Skovmand.
If I gave a TED Talk, I would give a TED Talk on toxic positivity
Toxic positivity.
and toxic confidence.
Wow.
Who's being toxic confident?
I fear that I have toxic confidence.
Oh.
That I'm just like so confident that I can do things that I can't. But I'm like, no, I can do them because I'm me.
Do you think that's a good attribute or a bad attribute?
Bad. Mostly bad.
Probably bad.
Mostly
That's
bad.
the toxic part. Like,
So do you feel qualified to like give a TED Talk about it, or is it more
yeah,
just
no,
like
I
sharing
do.
your story?
I feel qualified to run the country.
Okay.
And that's the issue.
And that's the problem. Well, as you guys know, a big theme on this show, something we like to do every quarter or so, is try out a new offering from LaCroix. That's right. I've done it a few times on this show. And this one I've been really scratching my head about. Okay? Just regarding the branding and the title, the name of the beverage. This one's called LaCroix Sunshine. All right, and we're going to be trying it today.
I already hate it.
What do you think
I
it
love the
tastes like?
can, but
I feel like Kara's going to love it.
I also kind of thought
I
they
think
would
it's
love
going
it
to
too.
taste flour.
Can you pass
I
that-
just
pass
don't.
this
I
on
don't.
to
I don't
Annie?
like that you don't know what's in LaCroix
Okay, well, once you know,
What do you mean?
do you think you'll like it?
because it says natural essence,
They
which
all
means
say that.
it's all fake.
No, they all say that.
No, I know.
Okay, well, don't
You
try to
eat-
high road
You probably
LaCroix
eat or
now.
drink something that you have no idea the contents of all the time.
Several things.
Why is the eye?
If you,
It's
I
a
don't like
It's a
sunflower.
sunflower.
It's a sunflower.
I know, but I don't.
The can for the listener
wow.
is a bunch of sunflowers, and then it's the title of this, or the flavor is sunshine.
Hold on 1 second.
On the box, it says it says taste of ... wonder.
I mean, it smells good, I'll say.
Oh, right. We didn't even do 1, 2, 3. You just tasted it.
John already tasted it
No,
too.
I was smelling it.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, go.
It smells strong. It smells like grapefruit.
It just tastes like pure.
Okay.
No, don't
Does
say
it
that.
kind of taste? Now this is kind of crazy. Does it kind of have the essence of Gushers?
It
The like
smells Gushers.
miscellaneous
I
fruit.
get that.
Like,
notes of Gusher, for
Note
sure.
of Gusher.
Yeah, the tasting
Note of Gusher.
The tasting notes are giving gushers.
It's like
that-
it's
what do you
like
think that's
the
like, the preservatives?
plasticky-
Yeah.
the plasticky fruit flavor.
Nostalgia. Taste
It
of
fully,
nostalgia.
you let it linger longer, and it's Gushers.
It tastes like Gushers. It fully's Gusher. I'm not getting Sunshine.
I don't
I
like
am
it.
getting LaCroix Gusher.
Listen,
And
I
it's
like
a
it.
true LaCroix where it's like, it kind of tastes like
It
you
does.
smelt Gushers.
It does taste like Gushers, for sure.
Now, here's what the ingredients say.
Gusher.
Only carbonated water, naturally essenced.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
they
like that.
put a whole vat of Gushers in a bunch of sparkly water and then they fished it out, and that is LaCroix Sunshine.
They fished it out.
Yeah, they
What'd
fished it
fish
out. The Gushers.
Oh, good.
They let them soak. Simmered.
Here's the problem that we're facing right now is that you told yourself that you weren't going to like it.
Yeah.
And then you tasted it, and then you didn't like it.
No, I don't like it.
I kind of like it
I
because it
know,
tastes like Gushers.
but do you see
I
what I'm
don't like
saying?
it.
You said you were resistant to it right away, and then you tasted it, and then you accepted yourself.
Yeah.
No,
I
because
think
I
That is
tasted
true.
it,
That is exactly what happened.
and I know what I like.
because
I already
here's,
don't like.
because here's the thing, it's good.
It is good.
It's good.
It is good. I'll say.
I like it.
Kara, what don't you like about it?
I don't like sparkling water. I already don't like sparkling water.
That is a problem. That is going to be a problem.
Sure.
The only sparkling water that I like is
Spindrift.
Spindrift, and that's because
Oh God.
it's like
you
fresh
like
squeezed
Spindrift?
stuff
Remember,
in it.
she said it's lemonade.
It has the
hurt you?
juice
She
in
said
it.
it tastes like lemonade.
Who
It
hurt
has
you?
the
Spindrift
juice.
is toxic.
Spindrift almost tastes like a different thing.
Yeah,
it
it's
is-
almost less carbonated.
I hope you
Yeah.
know that Spindrift, the ingredients actually say what's in it, and it's sparkling water and like
And chemicals.
lemon juice.
No, and chemicals.
Nope. Spindrift is
Oh,
one of
when
the
they say
only
lemon
ones.
Juice, it's a lab fabricated
Yeah.
lemon juice. It is
It-
not
for
lemon
sure.
Look
juice
up
that you
Spindrift.
get out of
It's
a
not.
lemon.
There's nobody at the Spindrift factory like squeezing lemons
Yes,
into the cans.
exactly.
That's just not happening.
yeah, but at least it's not natural essence.
I'll tell
I don't
you-
know what I'm drinking in a LaCroix.
That's
I don't
fair.
like that.
That is fair. I don't know what's in it either. But it is Whole30 approved,
so,
as it says on the back of the can. Distributed by
love
LaCroix
it.
Beverages, a national beverage company, Hayward, California.
I can't say I love a sparkling water in general, but I will say one time, I actually was a wedding John and I both worked, and it was so hot, and this couple didn't have a bar, but they had a LaCroix station.
Oh, nice.
Where it's like basically a whole table of LaCroix and different ice buckets, right?
Sure.
I had a LaCroix lemon on like an 85-degree day after
yeah.
a hard day
Oh
of work.
yeah.
I think I
Oh,
downed
yeah.
5 of them.
That is
I
the
was
perfect
like,
time.
Lemon or limoncello?
Lemon, not
Okay.
limoncello.
Oh, the limoncello is crazy.
That one's
God.
awful.
Would have still liked limoncello. Either one.
No,
Top for
the
me.
lemon was like,
Top for me, I don't think there's a LaCroix I won't drink, but the top for me lately is that last one we had, the strawberry,
Yeah.
Oh.
like blossom or whatever it was.
huh.
Strawberry peach.
For me,
that's what it was.
lemon and pure.
And Ryan can
Yeah.
agree with this. As someone who's tasted every LaCroix on the market.
Yeah, every single one.
That is crazy.
Where would you rank this?
This would be up there.
I'd rank it
'Cause
pretty high.
It's really refreshing.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think it has the same effect as lemon. Like, on a hot day when you're just hanging out by the pool, crack one open these.
It's like not too complex.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like,
yes.
here it is.
It's perfect.
It's sunshine.
It's sunshine. Yeah.
You know what we need? It's just Gushers. When's the last time you cracked open a thing of Gushers?
It's
Like
probably
a year
been
ago.
decades. You had Gushers a year
year
ago?
ago?
Yeah.
Would you go on a field
I
trip?
don't remember why. I don't remember why,
feel
but it
like
wasn't that long ago.
What's funny is they kind of marketed
Oh my
as if they
gosh.
were fruit snacks, and they're fully candy.
They're so good.
Yeah, no,
I
for sure.
love Gushers.
There's no way
I'd
they're
almost
fruit
go as
snacks.
far as to say it's a hard candy with a
Yes.
surprise center.
Yeah.
Katy Perry, sponsored by Gushers.
Eddie, just can you give me a few bars of that song?
It's like an Indian summer in the middle of a winter, like
Okay, thank you.
Those
Next,
are the words.
Next.
Those are
Go
definitely
ahead,
the
Kara.
words.
Yeah,
Go
something
ahead,
like
Kara.
that.
And the key.
You're auditioning right now.
It's so
Oh,
high.
that's
Go ahead.
rude. Come
You
on.
sang it so
Kill
high.
me.
Hey,
why don't
well,
you?
let's-
Come on,
let's hear
hey,
it.
you did
Okay,
your
let
best.
me die.
You did your best. I'm proud of you.
No, I'm
being
just let me die
serious.
over here.
That was
Kara,
rude.
go ahead.
You're like an Indian summer
Monkey.
in the middle of a winter,
Okay, thank
like
you.
a
John,
I've never heard this song in my life.
but you've heard that part, so go ahead.
I don't.
You've
think,
heard the
I
song.
don't think I can
John,
replicate it.
John.
Hard candy with a surprise.
I'm just gonna say it's kind of a toxic environment. Kara just said Annie was off key, so I
I'm
don't
gonna go for it.
feel safe.
Yeah, smart.
You're like an Indian summer in the middle of winter, like. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You've heard the song.
Hard
probably heard the
candy
chorus.
with a-
I can't say that I am.
The
but
chorus. Thinking of you.
We've been bopping to that one lately. We've been listening to a little Katy Perry.
No, you've been
Um,
listening to something else.
No, Katy Perry. What do you mean? We've been listening to friggin'
What
Teenage
were you
Dream.
watching yesterday?
Oh, you're talking about. Okay, well,
Oh
just,
yeah,
just,
that's crazy.
you're giving me whiplash with these transitions. Just
Boom,
one
boom,
thing,
boom, 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 boom.
one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Here. Katy Perry has been in the news a lot lately. We've been talking about her a lot on this show.
Yeah.
But this song that she wrote on her first album. Anybody know what an Indian summer is?
Hot.
It's when there is
Hot.
a hot spell in the middle of a cold spell.
Oh, an Indian summer in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like a random week of like 80 plus degrees in the middle of a season in which it wouldn't have hot weather.
Kind of like here.
Good research.
In
Emma.
beginning of February when it was so hot.
Wait, or is that toxic confidence? Did you just make that up?
No, I remember looking it up one time because I
Okay.
was like, what
Heard.
the hell's an Indian summer?
Okay, great.
But also, can't you get it from the context? You're like an Indian summer. You think of India, and it's really hot in India.
well, you could
in the middle
just
of winter.
You could just say,
Come on, deduce.
I mean, yeah, like
I guess
I
I guess I was thinking more.
that's just not something I would say. I wouldn't describe a summer as Indian. Is the thing.
You might in 2006.
That's what I'm saying. Is like,
Yeah.
is it just like a random?
Well,
she
she's
just
not-
pulled that out.
She definitely didn't write it. I don't think she wrote it.
I think she did. I think she.
I think those are all OGs.
Let's look it up.
Oy.
But Katy
that's that
Perry,
thing.
bad. We talked about her last
Katy
week.
Perry bad.
We talked about her last
Yeah, that's
week.
why I
about
tried
her
transitioning.
We already talked about her.
and-
We've been listening to that song because it's been on TikTok. People have been
And-
clowning on it, but it's a good song.
Yeah, and Katy Perry's one of the judges of American Idol. She sang it with the contestant of American Idol and fully was like, "That's not how I sing."
It's like we're going off of the recording.
Like,
That was
what do you
during her
mean?
concert.
Yeah.
That was an American Idol.
Oh, I thought that was American Idol.
That was
Isn't she
during
on-
her concert.
No, I thought that was American Idol.
I don't know.
She's on tour right now.
I could have sworn that was on American
Thinking
Idol.
of
She's not
you.
on American Idol this season.
Yeah, she.
Yeah, she is.
She definitely is.
Isn't it happening right now?
Yeah.
Thinking of You is a song written and recorded by American singer and songwriter Katy Perry from her second studio album, One of the Boys. It was produced by Katy Perry and Butch Walker, released January 12th, 2009, as the album's third single, Thinking of You. Deals with breakup, in which Katy Perry does not want to move on but has no choice and feels nostalgic of a previous lover while in a relationship with another man. Retrospectively, Thinking of You has been described as a favorite among her fans.
Is this the AI overview?
No, this is Wikipedia.
Oh.
So good for her. Wrote the song.
No, you're right. Carrie Underwood is this year's girl on American
That's
Idol.
what I thought.
Oh.
Katy
Katy Perry
Perry
is on tour.
sang it on tour. You're right.
Because she did the whole
Remember we
poop
talked about
thing.
this last week?
The big poop in the toilet.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, it turns out not a lot has happened in the week since we recorded.
Except
for
Wow, you guys are really getting to it today. Brass tacks.
Yeah,
John?
we have to fill 40 minutes.
John,
for
I'm
the
gonna
record.
I'm gonna put you on to my obsession this week.
There's some more Italian brain rot.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
kind of, I guess.
This week started the Eurovision competition.
Okay.
Do you know anything about Eurovision?
Didn't they make a movie about that?
They did. Very
Yeah.
good.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Will Ferrell is in that movie, and basically he just plays like one of the stars of a Eurovision competition, and it's supposed to be kind of funny and goofy. But Eurovision is a singing competition they hold every year
Yeah.
in Europe, and it's basically like the Olympics for
Singing.
Love.
like a singing competition. And every country in Europe sends an act.
America's Got Talent.
It's like America's Got Talent.
All
more-
singing.
but it's more like the Olympics because it's like, and from this country,
From Spain.
from Spain,
From
we have,
Portugal.
and so the semifinals started this week,
Okay.
and I've been watching them, and there's something that unlocked in my brain when I started watching this. Like
They're crazy.
they're crazy. They had this like long opening sequence where they're holding it this year. It's in Switzerland, and so
Whoa.
everything, you know how when they do the Olympics, everything's kind of like themed around that country.
Yes.
So every like little stinger, cutaway, commercial, whatever you want to call it, has been like Swiss themed. So the whole opening number was like people dancing, and there was like yodeling people up on a mountain, like on
Like
the
Matterhorn.
the Swiss Alps on the Matterhorn. They're blowing these gigantic
Okay.
horns. You know how they do.
Of course. In Switzerland, of course.
And then, but then before every act, it's like they filmed a little commercial with the act, and it's like, oh, they're arriving in Switzerland. Oh, one of them was like went to this like chocolatier, like they helped them make chocolate. Oh, another act was like, oh, we're gonna do fondue because that's like a thing they do, cheese and chocolate in Switzerland. One of them was like on the ski slopes, and so they have all these like Swiss themed things going on.
Yes,
but then the acts like also have their own like fully realized aesthetic too. So like the first act was from Iceland, and it's like these young guys, and they're in these bedazzled outfits, and they're singing in Icelandic, I assume, whatever. I don't know any of the languages, but you kind of go by vibe. You're not going by like, oh, I understand what they're singing.
for sure.
It's very much by vibe.
And there's some people that you would recognize who have won Eurovision that I don't think you would know about. They won.
Ever heard of a little group called ABBA? Ever
Oh,
heard of
wow.
them? That's where ABBA got their start. They won Eurovision.
How about this?
How about this?
You ever hear of a little lady named Celine Dion?
Celine Dion. Ever heard
Never
of her?
heard of her.
1988. Celine Dion won Eurovision.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
She's gonna be big. She's gonna be.
She's gonna be
She's
big.
on her way.
So Ryan, I was at his house to do a bunch of floral projects. I was using his garage as a workshop, and he comes out and he's like, pauses me and my assistant Margaret, pauses us. He goes, "You guys have to come inside and watch this."
Yeah.
And has us sit down and watches this absolutely insane musical number called Espresso Macchiato.
Can I pipe this in real quick?
Sure, of course you can.
And
If I'm
and
allowed.
like the production value is crazy, John. It's wild.
I think you'd appreciate it for the production value.
And it's like a 5-day event.
Let me see if I can find it on YouTube just to show you a little clip here. I really should have prepped this.
But it's now Ryan's obsession. And Celine Dion.
Do you want to know what ABBA won with?
What?
In 1974,
Yes.
they represented Sweden, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
They won with Waterloo.
Waterloo.
That song?
Uh-huh.
Wow. I'm going to just show you a little piece of... Sorry. That's an ad.
No.
Help YouTube answer these questions. A little piece of...
Oh, you know who else won?
Who?
My girl walking on sunshine, Katrina and the Waves.
Katrina and the Waves? Who
Won
did they
with
go for?
Love Shine a Light. The UK.
Wow.
The UK just gets one.
What year was that?
1997. It was
Nice.
I'm walking
done. It was
on
in Dublin.
sunshine. That band?
Yes.
I didn't know they were
Katrina and the
British.
Waves.
This is a little piece from Tommy Cash, John. This is Espresso Macchiato. All the way from Estonia.
Mi like to fly privati, with 24 carati, alzo mi casa very grandi, io so, mi mani numeroso, I work around the clock, that's why I'm sweating like a mafioso, life is like spaghetti,
Big LED floor. Background.
no stress, it's gonna be espresso, mi amore, espresso macchiato, macchiato, macchiato.
Just
Let's see the dance moves.
dancing.
Come on now.
Espresso macchiato, la 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 la.
So it's kind of lost its credibility, huh?
What do you mean?
No,
No,
that's
there's
like
some- there's
every
some that
year.
are good.
That's why they made a movie, because it is so like these acts are
Insane.
crazy.
These people, like, there's a certain... I was just talking about this yesterday. There's a certain, like, goofiness about it, but it's done in such earnest. Like, they're taking it so seriously. And, like, obviously, because,
what do you
the
win?
production quality...
I think money.
I haven't gotten that far ahead. I think, like, $1 billion.
So it costs. It's like on a sliding scale. So every country has to pay to send their act, but it depends on like the economy of your country. So if you're at a smaller country with a smaller economy, you're paying less than like, say whatever, like Spain or something like that. That has a bigger bigger
Big
economy.
glass trophy is what it says.
The winning performer of the Eurovision Song Contest receives a custom-designed glass microphone trophy. The winning country also gets the right to host the following year's contest. While there isn't a monetary reward, the win often leads to increased fame and opportunities for the performer and their song. So it's like American Idol.
Big glass trophy.
Big glass
American
trophy.
Idol, American Idol, you get money.
Yeah, I feel like Eurovision, you probably get more.
Really?
Yeah. Do you ever? I mean,
International fame.
how many years of American Idol have they done? Like 30, right?
Who
How
cares?
many people have really come out of that? Like 5.
Yeah.
I could probably name on one hand. Carrie
The
Underwood.
most successful out of
Kelly
the Eurovision
Clarkson.
Song Contest is ABBA.
Carrie Clark.
ABBA was the most successful.
Well, yeah, they're huge. I
Kelly,
mean,
yeah.
ABBA's gigantic. Kelly Clarkson.
There's a lot of like B-listers that never really got.
Exactly.
But
Kelly
Didn't
Clarkson.
Jennifer Hudson?
J Hud.
Yeah. Kelly Clarkson was just talking about
Was she an American Idol?
on her show.
She was the first winner.
I don't remember with who.
was
Oh,
It
you
might have
mean
been
Kelly
Clarkson.
Oh, it was
Oh, I
with
thought we
Jimmy
were talking about
Fallon.
her.
Jimmy Fallon was on Kelly Clarkson show. And she was talking about how the season finale, right before they went on, they said, "Oh, you and it was the other guy that she was with who didn't win. Oh, you're gonna go on and do a duet with him right now. It's this song.
Oh.
The words are gonna be up." And she goes, "Is the melody gonna be up?" And then she goes to the guy and is like, "They're making us sing the song together." And he goes, "Yeah, I know that song."
Oh.
And she literally, the live like showing
Oh,
of
they
it is
did her
her
dirty.
literally just being like, "Ha ha," like fully going for it, and then she won.
Dang.
wow.
Queen.
Jennifer Hudson is the only American Idol alum to win an EGOT.
Nice.
She got that EGOT.
She got that EGOT.
She got an EGOT?
Yeah, Dream Girls.
Dang, you go, girl.
Dream Girls.
Never
Go
seen
J
it.
Huds.
Saw it was good.
Wow.
Well,
People from the past making a comeback.
I would say so.
Speaking of that,
Go ahead.
the Menendez brothers
Okay.
appealed their sentencing and got resentenced.
Are they on their? They're on their comeback tour.
They're on their comeback tour.
Wow.
They, as of Tuesday, got resentenced to life with the chance of parole, which is like they could appeal for a parole today.
Dang. I never got a chance to watch that old docudrama.
Yeah, it's pretty damning.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay, so
it is pretty
should they-
convicting.
should
No, they murdered their parents.
Okay, well, that's
So, but that's the
for
question.
that's for the courts to
is
decide.
the whole thing was they looked at their time in prison. They had all these like testimonials from people who served with them, from family, from all this stuff. And the question was, have they been rehabilitated to the point in which they can reintegrate into society?
Totally 100% rehabilitated. Andy Dufresne.
But
Remember that
that's the
movie?
question isn't that
Did you
the
say
point?
Annie? Annie Dufresne.
Annie Dufresne.
Annie Dufresne. I would totally, if I had been in Shawshank, I'd be tunneling with a spoon too.
The question is there enough prison time that somebody could serve that would allow them to come back and be reintegrated into society?
I don't even think it's so much a prison time. Isn't that the whole point? Isn't
Sure.
the point for rehabilitation and, reintegrate into society?
I don't know, for murder.
I think it depends
If you could talk
on,
into the mic, John, that'd be great.
I think it depends on who you're. I think it depends. It's a case by case situation, right? I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
I think some people, if their crime is so heinous, they should just be removed from society. But who gets to decide that?
Yeah.
A jury of your peers.
A jury of peers. But then also like, okay, I don't know. They don't have any other parents to murder, so it's like they can't do it again.
But did
They
they
murdered him once.
Did they murder their parents because they hated their parents, or did they just love murdering? Some
I think-
people do it for the love of the game, right?
I think it's pretty rough that these documentaries came out, and that's like truly what like stoked the fire on this whole classification. That's what bothers me, because again, if you watch the documentary, like you said, they killed their parents. So
Yeah.
it's like any other Joe Schmo and a lot of it also is drums from like they're apparently good looking, and that's where a lot of this is coming from. Is like people are now like they're kind of making them famous in that way. I'm like, imagine some kid who did that, who like didn't have a cool story or didn't have like the looks that the Menendez brothers.
Happens all the time.
He'd be they're sitting in prison. They have no chance of getting out. That's what bothers me is that this documentary came out. Well, now they should be free. It's like no, anybody that watches it, even the people that think they're attractive, is like they definitely killed their parents.
But is the documentary like true, or was there like an opinion and like a spin to it? Because I mean, that happens all the time where we see these movies get made and then the people come out and they're like, yeah, none of that was true. Pamela Anderson, that documentary series that was about her and what's his name, Tommy Bebo.
Yeah.
They found her sex tape and everything. She was like, yeah, none of that was true. And this is like fully framing me up to be some bimbo that I'm not. And regardless, like, of our opinion, like, there's like their opinion, there's our opinion, and then there's the truth, right? Like, what actually happened? Who gets to decide that?
I think if you watch it
now, is the court biased
the
because
facts are a little bit more like pretty direct in this case.
Well, and because it was kind of like that Ted Bundy thing where it's like the documentary came out and like so did that Zac Efron drama series.
yes,
It was the same thing. Monsters, the like docudrama came out, and a documentary about them came out at the same time.
okay,
And even in Monsters, they like record and present the prosecution's kind of like, well, here are all the other reasons why, you know, they would have these injuries or why they would have this or not, like, and they record and like put it in there. Like there's, you know, like, because the whole basis is that they're saying they killed their parents because of years of sexual abuse.
right.
And at one point they're like, oh, well, like that bruising in the throat is very common, like injury for kids to get. And then it cuts to a clip of one of the main guys with a popsicle in his mouth and then falling. Saying like that's how he would have gotten
Right.
the
So
bruising.
it just explains it away.
Yeah, and then they just keep going. So they like in a way presented both sides. It was just at the end of the day, like they murdered their parents. But is there a moment? Is there like a chance that they have, you know, truly after 34 years in prison, been rehabilitated and like repented of that crime, basically?
Right.
Is there an opportunity for that?
And should we allow space for that in society? Does that make our world better that we're like rehabilitating these people that make bad decisions, maybe? Or is this like part of who this person is? Like, is this person so broken chemically, emotionally, physically, whatever, that if we bring them back into society, the Menendezes will just start killing again? They'll just go out and kill somebody else.
My mom said something where she's like, well, I don't want them to be rich. Because that was like a whole thing is they murdered their parents and then they started blowing the like millions of dollars.
And that's kind of that's kind of interesting too, is like, are we like, why are we punishing these people? Like, are we, because it's like, oh, I don't like what you did. I don't think you should like gain from like, you shouldn't be able to make money. Like, you should just go in a hole and die.
So then I looked up if they made money off of those documentaries and stuff like that. And there's a whole thing called like the Slayer, like something. And basically, if you've been committed of like a heinous crime, you are not allowed to make any money off of your story. So you can't sell the rights to
Dang.
your life. You can't sell that. Like other people, because it's like public knowledge, can make documentaries, stuff like that. So there's like, so they're not allowed to make any money from those things. Maybe a deal was made with the family to have closer
for
access.
sure.
But like they themselves did not get any money from it.
Interesting. I mean,
And then I'm like, also,
it's
do
a
you want
big
it?
question.
Now this sounds horrible saying
Let's hear
like,
it.
do you really want to come out of prison? But I'm like, man, imagine how different the world is. They went to prison like the early 80s or the mid 80s.
Sure.
Like that would be such a crazy transition in my mind.
I mean, I don't know what life in prison is like. Like, is it as if they wouldn't understand like technology and like, obviously
No,
there's
I mean, they
technology
have
in
access
prison
to it.
and yeah, they watch the news probably. And that is interesting though. I wonder what life even looks
Come
like
back.
40 years later.
and then do you know how like in movies, gosh, why hasn't one of us gone to jail so someone can have a true story or like attest to their own personal experience?
yeah, we really need
In
somebody
movie-
on the
yeah.
inside. on
John,
this
would
show.
you just buck up and head to prison for at least a day?
No, I'm okay.
Come
Keep
on.
you good where I'm at.
You could
actually.
really, I feel like these conversations could really benefit from that.
I think Ryan should actually. Why is it me?
Well, I just started a small business. I feel like you should probably.
You know,
that
but you're
gives
about
you
to be a
street
dad. Yeah, you're
cred.
right. Ryan,
Let me.
go to prison.
Me?
Yeah.
Annie, I think you should go to prison.
That actually.
John's about to have a baby.
I would do great in prison.
We're gonna really have John's baby not have his father.
Come on.
No.
Well,
You don't have a baby, you go to prison.
there's a new person
I have
in
two
prison.
Cats.
Who's
Who's
in
in
prison?
I have 2 cats.
Not here in,
have 2
in
cats.
the UK.
Which person?
Chris Brown
Diddy.
got arrested in the UK.
What?
Got him. Let's put him
I guess
under
he
the
was,
prison.
He was in a bar fight in 2023 in the UK. Hasn't been back. Thought it was okay. Went back and they arrested him.
They did.
Get his ass.
I see.
And I know he'd be beating people up because I saw what he did to Rihanna.
Allegedly smashed a tequila bottle over a music producer's head. Guys,
that's-
put him in prison.
That's the same energy. You were talking about baseball players who get so mad that they break bats.
Oh, yeah.
That's the same energy where I'm like, at no point
Yeah.
should you hit someone hard enough with that thing where it breaks. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, you could blow somebody's head open with that. And that's, I mean, further the question of like
Has he
how
been
many
rehabilitated? No.
No, obviously not. But how many times
Never.
do we like? Does he do that? And it's like, oh, like he had a bad night, or is he just like a guy that loves to beat people up?
Yeah, like maybe the Menendez brothers had a bad night and murdered their parents one time.
Yeah,
He be
that's
he
what I'm
be
saying.
beating people up.
He be out here punching and kicking. You know, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, John, your opinions. Chris Brown in prison for life, or we let him keep going?
Yeah, I mean,
And here's John with an op-ed on
Chris Brown.
I mean, he's got to serve the time for sure. I mean, it doesn't sound like he's a good guy. So I don't know.
Do you know he was banned from the UK for beating up Rihanna?
There you go.
You know,
Oh, they banned.
So they
About
approved
time.
his visa again and then arrested his ass again.
they said, "Yeah, come on back, get his ass."
How was he in a bar in 2023 then? If he was banned from the
Maybe
UK?
I guess he.
Oh,
came
what I saw
in
it said
private jet.
bar 2023.
What Chris Brown said hours before Manchester arrest in a nightclub case.
He said, "I bet
Manchester.
they don't remember to arrest me."
He said, "I can't wait to hit somebody with a tequila bottle." Huh?
That's so messed up.
Maybe he. I mean, when was the Rihanna stuff? That was a couple of years ago, right?
2009.
Oh, so he obviously appealed it. He loved going to London.
When he was 36. In 2023, he was arrested at 2 a.m. outside of the Lowry for an incident that happened at the Tape nightclub in Mayfair, London.
Okay.
The ban was lifted in 2020.
Oh, so he got banned back in 2009.
With
10
all
years,
that COVID stuff,
10
they're
years,
like,
no
"Hey, we're
UK.
forgiving a lot.
Yeah,
10 years, can't come back."
That feels like
short.
wow.
Right?
A whole country can just ban somebody.
Who should we ban?
I feel that's a pretty small country. Like, I'd be banning all kinds of people. I'd be like, yeah, no, can't come in. If I was running, the UK.
Inflicted severe and lasting injuries after beating him over the head with a bottle of Don Julio 1942.
Oh, so
Damn.
he beat you up like in a cool way, in a rich way.
In a rich way.
I got the Don.
Damn.
I got the Don Julio to beat your ass.
1942.
Damn. Okay.
That's the kind of bat-shaped
He
bottle,
also
right?
had an
The
ex-girlfriend
brown, like,
who had a restraining order on him against him
You're
in
talking about
2017.
Rihanna.
Casa
No.
Azules.
Car-
No,
Cariet-
that's
Cariete Tran.
The bat-shaped bottle.
Yeah, Don Julio. If I'm
Don
it's the
Julio
one-
1942.
Don Julio's got a square
Let's look.
bottle.
No, I'm thinking.
I thought that too.
Don Julio.
You're thinking of the one with the ringer on the top. What's that one
19.
called?
No, I'm thinking of this one.
Casa Azules or something.
The 1942 specific.
Oh, it's a big. It's a
like
big boy.
It's like
Oh,
a
it
bat
is
shape.
bat
It's a bat. It's a bat.
It's like
Also
legit
not that
bat
expensive.
shape.
It's $150.
Okay,
Okay.
Carrie, you be buying it.
I'm not
then.
going to be hitting anybody over the
Come on,
head with
that's a full
anything
bat shape.
more than
That's a bat shaped bottle.
$7 or $8.
That's so he's holding the
$2
neck of
shot.
that
He's
bottle.
like, he was
Boom.
like, bam.
Okay, so I mean, can you blame him though? That's bat shit. That's a hitting bottle.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm gonna reach over to the liquor cabinet to hit somebody with a bottle,
It's
what
gonna be
am
that.
I grabbing?
I'm grabbing
The
Don
bat
Julio.
shape.
19.
I'm going for a bottle of 1942, probably. That's
That doesn't
messed
make
up,
it
right?
better.
That's a little messed up. I think
It's a lot messed up.
hot take. I think Chris Brown should probably serve some time for that.
I think
Hot take.
he might need to just be put on the wall.
What's the wall?
What's the wall?
Oh, it's a Handmaid's Tale thing.
Oh,
The Wall.
you're deep
Is
into
that-
Handmaid's Tale, huh?
I love that show.
Is that wrapping up? Is that
Final season
wow?
right now.
Make a reference to the Handmaid's
But The Wall is
Tale.
pretty much like, think of Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, you're on the wall. You're getting hanged on the wall
Oh,
in front of everyone to
Death.
see.
Pirates of the
Should we
Caribbean
bring
is there a wall?
back? Should we bring that back? Public
No.
executions.
Oh.
Well, that's kind of the same thing. Like, does anyone deserve the death penalty? This is so like high school debate class.
Does
Like,
anyone know
should we
the
have
death
the death penalty? Is
Sure.
somebody so bad that we got to kill him?
Well, you know what they say, eye for an eye, right?
Is anybody
Yeah, but then you
above-
get all those weirdos who get off on watching people being killed, and
But,
Well, then we kill them too.
but then we're killing more people, and
For
then
the
there's more
record, I
weirdos.
do not think we should do public executions. I want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
I'm not in for
No,
that.
no, me neither. Me neither. I want to see
You
where
guys
this
were
goes,
talking
though.
about it like it was gonna happen, and Kara's like, "Well, then you get those people who like it," and
Those
then I felt the
weirdos.
need to say, "I'm not interested in that."
I just want to say,
Well, that's so weird, John, because you started that group chat with everyone, and the whole thing was, "Hey guys, this year
gotta hang
really,
in.
we really
We're gonna
gotta
go see
bring
the
back
hanging."
public execution."
Annie has brought this up several times
Public
in the
execution.
life of this
Public
podcast.
execution? Oh,
Yes, you have. You send those TikToks all the time. That lady that was like pretending she's part of the witch trial, and she goes,
Now that is
She
hilarious.
love those.
Those are hilarious. You know what else is hilarious?
go ahead.
Ryan is really bad about this. The AI generated baby
Oh my God.
podcasts where they take clips
Yeah,
of
Jordan
real
likes those
podcasts.
too.
Yes.
I'm
We're
really
connected. Jordan and I are of the same cloth.
Okay. Jordan's got baby fever. She's allowed to like those, man.
What's your excuse?
You got to.
I can have baby fever.
My point. She's
I'm
about to have a
27.
baby. Is my point.
I'm 27. I'm
You're-
fleeting every day.
Yeah,
My
at your
fertility
age.
is
I'm
falling
not,
apart.
I'm not going to be responding to that. By the
Yeah.
way, not going to be responding to
I
that.
will. It
I
is-
need you. I guess
I will.
I need you to stop sending me videos of AI generated baby podcasts.
I am gonna start
And I don't
AI
think that's a
generating
crazy
our
request.
podcast into babies. I'm gonna start making. I'm gonna buy the. I'm gonna download the app. You have to pay the subscription, and I'm gonna upload this exact clip into that and make all of us babies.
You know, it's because I asked. It's every time. Every time I make a request on this show,
Yeah,
it's the opposite. The opposite happens.
Toxic confidence.
it's true.
God, tell me more about toxic confidence.
This
Oh, you're experiencing it.
you're
Okay.
experiencing it right
Heard.
now.
Heard.
I'm gonna do it. So help me God.
Dang. Okay, I dare you in your toxic confidence to
Not do it.
not do it. I don't think you can. I don't think you can resist it.
I already said I was gonna do it, so I don't. That's not really.
It's like some Bugs Bunny like type whatever. I don't know.
I don't think you can resist it.
Nah. It's duck season. No.
No.
No, but-
Bugs Bunny.
Any Bugs Bunny fans in here? Okay.
no.
I will tell you that I love Bugs Bunny, love Looney Tunes, and I tried to show Kara like a funny Looney Tunes clip the other day. Almost immediately, it gets racist. Like almost immediately.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
well, we were driving here, and it's he was talking about
the
it was
chicken
the
hawk,
a
obviously.
chicken hawk.
Foghorn Leghorn, you know, the big chicken. And, I say,
Because what did I say? I
what are you
said something,
doing
and you're
there,
like, you
son?"
sound like chicken hawk. I
Yeah.
was like, what is that? So I looked up a clip, and it was just a compilation of chicken hawk.
Starts
Immediately
getting
turned racist.
Like, I'll show you in the post show.
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
post that, to the main channel.
but it literally Ryan was like, ha ha ha, so funny.
Oh,
Oh
no.
Oh. Not good.
Yeah, poorly aged 1930s cartoons. Tell you what, but you know what hasn't poorly aged is the What the Podcast post show. Guys, head on down to our Patreon. We got a link below in the bio, and you can get access to the post show. That's another episode of the podcast that we do every week. It's kind of a little bonus. We talk about, we extend our conversation. We talk a little more. We can basically say whatever the hell we want. And you can get access to that by paying $4 a month. Now, that $4 a month is going to go right back into the show. It's going to support keeping the lights on, keeping those cameras rolling. Case LaCroix every now and then. And every dollar goes right back to us. So we thank you for supporting What the Podcast, Albright Entertainment. Yeah, go watch that post show. It's going to be a crazy one today. We're going to talk about some gifts and gabs,
Yeah.
And John's going to probably recount his Padres experience, hanging out with his mom,
Oh, exciting.
drinking out of those bats. And hey, guys, we just want to say thanks for your support. Thanks for
Yes.
watching this podcast every week, listening. And, it's about that time. It's about time to wrap it up for the week. But hey, do something for you this week. How about you go, you just take a couple extra dollars, buy yourself a little treat. You deserve it. You're worth it,
I love choice.
I'd say. John, what's your little treat of choice this week?
I don't know. Just good old ice cream. Had ice cream last night.
Oh, Good old ice cream. I had a Snickers ice cream bar this week.
Those are good.
Pretty good, right?
Really good.
Caramel, peanuts, ice cream,
Wow.
chocolate.
Jealous. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? Can I change?
You can change it.
I got these little at Trader Joe's. They have little tiny pieces of cake, like bite-sized pieces of cake, and they're different types of cake.
Cake bites.
Yeah, and they're like layered cake with frosting and filling, and you put them in the freezer and you just pop them in your mouth and you have a little bite of cake. It's
What's the best
awesome.
flavor?
There's like a strawberry one that's probably the best.
Love me some strawberry.
Yeah.
Girls, a little treat of the week before we go.
iPad babies, go ahead.
We had before Cara's show that we went to, we had those fish ice creams, the actual fish waffle.
yeah.
It's like a mochi waffle.
Oh, you already went to Somi Somi.
Oh, it was good
This week.
We
Yeah,
enjoyed
we
it.
did.
Okay.
Why?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
We were gonna go last night, but then we didn't.
Oopsies.
Kara, your sweet treat of the week.
I bet Kara's the reason you didn't go.
Trying to think of what, because I had the one that you got me. But I'm trying to think
Let it rip.
of another sweet treat
Just
that I
from
had.
the jump. What's your sweet treat of the week?
Yeah, I guess just the strawberry shortcake bar.
Classic, a real classic.
Strawberry shortcake.
Can't beat them.
bar.
The ice cream bar.
The little.
Oh, I
But
I thought it was like a self-serve bar. That you like. Did
Oh, I would love that though.
Whoa.
I love strawberry shortcake.
Can we get that for lip sync battle this
when
year?
I tell you, I could eat an entire angel food cake by myself. That stuff is so good.
That's also like 90% air. I feel like that's not that
I
hard.
know exactly.
I could eat a whole one by myself. Yeah, so can anyone.
Get yourself a sweet treat this week.
Yeah.
On the couch as always, Cara Tafolla, Annie the Skovmand. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
and we'll see you next week right here on What
the
the
Podcast.
Man, now you guys got me thinking about sweet treats.
I just want to eat food.
Could have had a tub of Cheez-Its, but
I had a bunch of Cheez-Its.
One
It's
tub.
too early. If it's before noon, I can't eat anything.
It's
that's not
breakfast time. It's
food.
not Cheez-It time.
you have a lot. You have a lot of rules.
Yeah, a lot
with
of
your
food
food.
rules.
Kara.
It's like Hold 30, but for Cara.
It's the